Good afternoon and welcome to Midday Live from our studios here at Adesanwe in Kanda, Accra. I am Solace Rose Quarty. Let's take a look at what to expect by way of headlines this afternoon. An Accra High Court dismisses injunction application filed by 2 Ghanaian citizens over Kelny GVG contract. NDC General Secretary Johnson Asiedu Nketia calls for probe into controversies surrounding Freddie Blaze bus procurement. And on the foreign front, 11th boy, including their coach, extracted from the Thai cave on Tuesday after being trapped for over 2 weeks. We have all these and more, including entertainment and sports, coming up in the next 60 minutes. Don't forget that we are live on DSTV channel 279. Let's get into the details and start from the courts. An Accra High Court on Tuesday dismissed an injunction application filed by 2 Ghanaian citizens, Sarah Safoije and Maximus Ametogo, over the controversial Kelny GVG matter. The two dragged the Ministry of Communication, the Attorney General, National Communication Authority, and 6 others to court, seeking, among others, an order restraining the government from implementing the common platform. The key release the two sought includes an order of interlocutory injunction restraining the respondents, whether by themselves, their servants, workmen, hirelings, agents, privies, or any persons claiming under or through them, whosoever described, from implementing and operationalizing the common platform until the final determination of the suit. But the court struck out the injunction aspect of the case, with a substantive matter still in court. All right, let's do some other stories. Well, some news broke this morning that a court in Kaswa, District Court in Kaswa, was facing some issues regarding lack of toilet facilities. One of the magistrates at the Kaswa District Court, Felicia Gadenzi, has revealed the insanitary conditions they are confronted with on a daily basis as a result of the lack of toilet facilities. Speaking to the Chief Justice, Sophia Kufu, who is on a 4-day tour of the courts in the region, Madam Gadenzi disclosed that due to the lack of washrooms, she is forced to use a chamber pot to attend to nature's call. She also added the routine of using and emptying the pot in order to avoid the stench in the offices is uncomfortable, but she has no choice. Sophia Kufu was unaware of the situation and expressed displeasure at the overall conditions of district courts in the country. She therefore promised to construct a facility that meets the requirements for a court, and also to pull down those that don't meet the model designs by the end of the year. Let's do some other stories. And a lawyer of the Electoral Commission petitioners, Maxwell Pokuajimang, has dismissed rumors that he was politically influenced to counsel for the group. He said his involvement was to fight evil in society.
Yes, people are motivating me, and those people are Ghanaians. This country, we should all be motivated to fight evil and bad deeds in society. When you say motivation, I believe you don't mean financial or political, because that one, nobody can motivate me. I don't need anybody's money. Neither do I need anybody's political appointment. I am a man of my own. After all, I have worked in this country for 23 years, and I don't need anybody. But my motivation is to fight. That's why you and I should also be motivated. From now onwards, I believe that you have to be motivated as to what is going on. Why should this country, people spend our monies with careless abandon, and nobody seems to care? I am motivated by that fact, that when I see people going about abusing power in order to make money, that's why when we were asked to proceed to the special prosecutor, we accepted that we will help them, because that may serve as a deterrence to others. You don't just abuse your office, take money, go home and spend. No, we should get our money back. That is the motivation. The motivation to get each peswa. We will go at whatever length to get the money back for the state because the state needs it. And that is my motivation.
There is a renewed call for the Assets Declaration Act to be made more binding to help reduce corruption in the public sector. The Public Officers Holders Declaration of Assets Act 1998, Act 550, mandates public officers to submit their asset forms to the Auditor General, who cannot open the forms for verification. Now, Ashanti General Director of Shraj Mercy Labi has been sharing some of the perspectives with correspondent Beatrice Spielgabra on fighting corruption in the public sector.
Assets declaration is one major area that we think can help fight corruption in the public sector. What is your view on assets declaration?
People have been looking to only politicians to declare their assets, especially you, the media. You are always on the politicians, the ministers, the MPs, and other things. Yes, it's true that they are supposed to declare their assets. They are not the only person the Act says they should declare their assets. When you look at Section 3 of that Act, it has stated a category of people who are supposed to declare their assets. Directors of public institutions and people of a certain rank above that rank are supposed to declare their assets. I think we are not enforcing that part. We are only enforcing the part of the politicians. And with getting this chance, I would pray or urge those institutions, head of those institutions, to make sure that they enforce that part. Anybody who the Act says he should declare, that person should declare his or her assets, should be made to declare. For example, when I'm taking the position, or every 4 years, I'm supposed to declare my assets. If I declare my assets, and next time you see that at the time I was declaring the assets, I have about a small piece of land somewhere. Then the next 4 years, you see me building mansions and other things. Then somebody will ask, what is that person's salary? The regional director of charge, what's your monthly salary? What additional salary do you have in addition to your salary that you are able to build all those or have all these projects that you are doing? Then people will begin to think about it, and then we have to be investigating you on that issue. So institutions, public institutions, public agencies, those that the Act says they should declare their assets, the heads of that institution should enforce that law.
Right, let's head over to Tema right now. The last one of 4 flats of the dilapidated Kaiser Flats blocks has been pulled down. The demolition brings to an end the exercise by the Tema Development Corporation based on recommendations by NADMO.
The exercise, which began on Monday afternoon, took about 6 hours. Engineers from the 48th Regiment, personnel from the Tema Development Corporation, Environmental Protection Authority and the Ghana National Fire Service were on hand to protect lives and property. Last year, the National Disaster Management Organization declared the facility located in Tema Community 4 a danger zone, prompting the ejection of over 300 occupants. The demolition exercise started in February 1, 2018, after a Tema High Court order was secured by the TDC in 2013.
Let's do some more stories this afternoon. The Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, is worried about what it describes as open opulence that is creeping into the country's body politics. Now, Senior Programs Officer at the CDD, Nana Kwabena Abrampa Mensah, says the phenomenon is a threat to intelligence and hard work.
In his solidarity message from Conservative Party UK, Dr. John Hayward at the NPP National Delegates Conference last Saturday criticized the ruling party for the money aspirants spent on expensive posters and huge banners to project themselves. Dr. Hayward marveled at the number of displayed party posters, which he said were more than delegates who took part in the program. It is against this backdrop that CDD Ghana is calling for a second look at how political campaigns are funded by various parties.
I don't believe anybody will go and sell his cocoa farm to come and make politics without making profits. So wherever they got their money from, definitely they will have to recoup the money. And it's you and I. So we need to, as a country, sit down, look in totality, including our costs of running Ghana elections in general.
He also commended the party for a peaceful conference, asking the victors to reach out to the losers if they want to maintain a united front into the 2020 general elections.
Anybody, whether a political party or an office, if you hold a position, the best thing that makes you a manager, on quotes, is your ability to bring people on board. It's your ability to throw backbiting outside. It's your ability to talk people in your administration.
Let's do some more stories this afternoon. The Ghana National Petroleum Corporation has said it did not play any role in the campaign of the newly elected chairman of the governing New Patriotic Party, Freddie Blay. This followed allegations of vote buying leveled against Freddie Blay ahead of his emerging the winner of the keenly contested national chairmanship race of the NPP. The minority in Parliament had demanded an immediate forensic audit of the GNPC's accounts following what it called the vulgar opulence of its board chairman, Freddie Blay. Let's see what happened earlier on New Day.
The General Secretary was also asked how the NDC's headquarters was financed. He stressed that it would be more appropriate for public institutions to investigate the matter as they should the Freddie Blay bus procurement saga.
Nobody knows who actually is doing the procurement, whether it is Freddie Blay as a person or NPP as an organization, because they keep changing the goalposts. So the whole thing is shrouded in some secrecy. And the nation should be worried, more so when you have Freddie Blay heading one of the most sensitive organizations in this country as far as our economy is concerned, and that is the GNPC.
It's only
which controls our resources. Okay? So it must be a cause of worry. So it must be investigated.
With reference to the removal of the EC boss and her two deputies, he referred to a quote made by Obama advocating stronger institutions, not strong men, and called on government to protect state institutions rather than remove people from key positions.
When I was in Parliament, a parliamentary committee on judiciary produced a report that the judiciary was indeed rampant corruption in the judiciary. It didn't lead to the removal of the then Chief Justice. You understand? Because the administrative things that happen under him, the administrative which could be cured. And so we indicated it to the Chief Justice, and he came and declared that he will work on those ones. So if, National Procurement Authority had come to look at these issues and they see these infractions, they can call them, issue a management paper, and they'll look at those ones and correct them. That should not lead to the removal of commissioners.
Find out what people are thinking as we speak. Watch this.
Some staff of the Electoral Commission are pushing for the prosecution of Madam Charlotte Osei, former EC boss. These staff insist that they have evidence of more procurement breaches against the former EC boss. Do Ghanaians think Madam Charlotte Osei should be prosecuted? Today on What Do You Think? We find out.
Taking her out is enough. There's no need taking her to any court or anything for any further information. Taking her out is enough.
If there is evidence, then she should be prosecuted, if so be it.
Me first o moyi na ye e ma bibia to etwa entwe nsem no nko akire e ma nsem no nye tenten.
The law says
breach the procurement law, it should take you to court. There's a consequence that you suffer for it. So if they have any evidence, I don't think there's anything wrong.
I think it's enough. She's been removed. I mean, what else? She doesn't work there anymore. Whatever they said, she's done. So I don't think they should take her to court.
I think it's politics, and they want to sweep everybody in NDC off and get their people in there so that 2020 they can, you know.
If the allegations against her are accurate, then I think she deserves to go to court.
Let's do some stories from the education sector. The Asinfosu MAB Junior High School in the Central Region is forced to close down whenever there is a threat of rain. Months after a heavy rainstorm ripped off the roof of the entire school block and left books and school records damaged, the roof is yet to be repaired. Appeals to get it repaired have proved unsuccessful. Adjoado Biaowusu has more in this report.
The Asinfosu Municipal Assembly B Junior High School, which is about 2 minutes walk from the Asinfosu Municipal Assembly and the Ghana Education Service and directly opposite the district court. Its roof was ripped off in March 2018 after a heavy rainstorm. The school has since the rainstorm had to use instructional hours for draining, sweeping and mopping water from all 3 classrooms, office and staff room whenever it rains. The situation, apart from interrupting teaching and learning, has also led to an increase in absenteeism of the pupils.
Before March, when the incident happened, our number was around 95. And we had JHS 1, we had 25, JHS 2, we have 30, and the Form 3s who just left, they were 38. So, comparatively, this is the number we have. They are just not coming to school due to the situation.
The headmaster, Eric Asari, says several letters have been sent to the Municipal Assembly and the National Disaster Management Organization.
That structure belongs to the Municipal Assembly. If it has been ripped off, the first responsibility comes to those who owns that structure. If government through NADMO comes to your aid, then it is a support. But if it doesn't come, then it is expected that the one who owns the structure is supposed to do something about it.
At the Asinfosu Municipal Assembly, the municipal chief executive was not available. But the coordinating director, Charles Latte, who spoke off camera, said there are plans to relocate the pupils to a safer block. But until then, teaching and learning will continue to suffer at the Asinfosu MA Junior High School.
The district chief executive for Elembele, Kwesi Bonzo, says district assemblies in the Western region are yet to directly benefit from the oil and gas industry. He said the people have a high expectation to see some benefit from the oil and gas industry, but these are yet to manifest.
The district chief executive for Elembele, Kwesi Bonzo, was speaking at an annual community relations workshop. The program was organized by the Petroleum Commission for Metropolitan, Municipal and District Chief Executives in the 6 coastal districts of the Western region. Kwesi Bonzo proposed that oil and gas companies operating offshore be made to pay permit fees to the district assemblies, especially those on the 6 coastal districts of the Western region, to help augment their internally generated funds.
Most of them are operating offshore and they are not paying anything to the assemblies as a operating permit. In fact, those onshore, the few onshore are the ones who are paying. So we think that the relevant laws must be applied, and then all the companies operating offshore should be able to pay some money to the assembly. That goes directly to the assembly to help us run our activities and our projects and programs, also as a way of mitigating the social cost of oil production in the various districts.
Meanwhile, the acting chief executive officer of the Petroleum Commission, Egbe Fable, has condemned the behavior of some fishermen who defy restriction orders and fish around exclusive zones.
It is the lights around the FPSOs attract fishermen, or attract fishes, I should say. And then these fishermen, some of them, find themselves going towards the FPSOs to fish because they see that the fishes aggregate or congregate, beneath the FPSOs. It can have some negative impacts by way of an explosion. A lot of work has been done and is being done, towards education, but we want to do it on a sustainable basis to interface with communities that are impacted by oil and gas activities.
The Metropolitan Chief Executive for Sekondi Takoradi, Anthony Keke Sam, admitted that the oil find has brought some challenges to the Sekondi Takoradi metropolis. He said this includes child prostitution and increase in population. He noted some benefits have also been realized.
Fight for accommodation was very high. People were looking for accommodation here and there for them to work in the industry. So some people have to eject people from their houses and the rest. Some houses have to be turned into store and the rest. And it resulted to people facing problem with accommodation. So the moment that thing came in, prostitution will also find its ugly head.
The workshop was under the theme Managing Community Expectations of the Oil and Gas Industry.
And on MTN Video Report this afternoon, our citizen journalist shed some light on the situation at a slaughterhouse in his community.
My name is Dixon McBillions-Bansa, a citizen vigilante. I am covering this very story from Sokode Bogame, a town that is 10 kilometers drive away from Hodevota regional capital. This edifice, which is a sustainable development project, was built by the then John Dramani Mahama administration a couple of years ago to serve as an abattoir for the region. But the place has now been covered with shrubs and weeds all over. Since it was built, it has not been inaugurated nor operationalized. So I am covering this very story to appeal to central government, to lower level units of government and stakeholders to come inaugurate and operationalize this very facility to serve the purpose for which it has been built, so it can be able to curb rural-urban drift, reduce unemployment and promote employment within the region.
That was Dixon McBillions-Bansa from Sokode. You can also send your video report via WhatsApp on 0551 433 044 0551 433 044. But do remember that when sending the video, add your name and the community you are reporting from. It's still Midday Live here on TV3. We'll be back shortly with more. Do stay. Welcome back to Midday Live. It's now time for us to do some business. And Senior Public Affairs Manager at Cocoa Board, Noah Menya, has underscored the need for Ghanaians to be the first consumers of Ghana's premium cocoa beans. Speaking at the launch of a sanitization tour of the cocoa consumption in Accra, he said more consumption of cocoa products will help promote the sector and ultimately help the economy.
Per capita chocolate consumption is estimated just over 0.5 kilogram per annum, while Europe's average is 4 times greater than 2 kilograms. This is despite the fact that Ghana is a major producer of the cocoa bean. To help correct the situation, the National Service personnel at Cocoa Board have embarked on a sensitization tour to educate the public on the need to consume more cocoa products.
This step that you are taking would have the rippling effect. It is going to spark among Ghanaians the interest in taking cocoa.
The team, which started their tour at the Tudu station in Accra, where members of the team engaged Ghanaians to cultivate the habit of consuming cocoa for a healthier life.
Some benefits of consuming the cocoa is, one, it reduces body weight and helps the blood circulate through the body, which prevents people from getting like stroke and other blood pressures and stuff, and also helps ladies to be able to go through their menstrual period without any severe pains.
Only thing cocoa is about Milo and chocolate. That's all they know, but they don't know about the other products we have. We have something we call Royale. We also have this all time. So we have pieces of this that we are giving out to them to also see how we have pebbles.
Ghana Cocoa Board have given assurance that it is on course to achieving its target of producing 850,000 metric tons of cocoa in the current cocoa season, which ends in September.
The economic downturn of 2008 affected most communities in the United States of America, especially African-American communities such as Chicago. The conversion and recapitalization of ISF Bank of Chicago as GN Bank was a crucial turnaround step in making the bank viable.
In April 2016, Group Indum completed the transaction to acquire Illinois Service Federal Savings Bank, ISF Bank, in the USA. This followed the regulatory approval by the U.S. Office of the Comptroller of Currency. At the 242nd Independence Anniversary celebration in Accra, at the American Embassy, Secretary of Commerce and a cabinet member of the Donald Trump administration was full of praise for the entrepreneurial spirit of Ghanaians.
Creativity, innovation, empathy, and trust. I was fascinated to learn that a Ghanaian investor is actually taking over a local bank in Chicago. Who would have thought that that would happen?
President of Group Indum, Dr. Papakwesi Indum, noted the acquisition of ISF Bank in Chicago, now GN Bank, shows that Ghanaians have what it takes to develop Ghana. He said the Chicago Bank serves a community that is economically challenged. Dr. Indum indicated that U.S. government has given GN Bank a grant of $233 million, which is to be given as soft loans to the indigents of Chicago in order to make the economy of the area viable.
You know, they want to support their own. They want their things to work. And since we have been there, some of the things that I've been saying here, it's happening there. The city of Chicago came and deposited $20 million. I believe in another 2 weeks, the state of Illinois will bring $10 million. Some other people are bringing money. The Obama Foundation is going to deposit some money this month. So they want the bank to stay.
He noted the situation may have been different in Ghana, as authorities would have supervised the total collapse of a suffering bank.
That bank has been there for more than 80 years. They didn't want it to go away. If it was Ghana, somebody would say, this small bank too.
Let's stay in the banking sector. Former managers of financial institutions who have been complicated in any act of insolvency or folding up of their companies risk not assuming any managerial role within the banking industry. This is the latest guideline from the Bank of Ghana as part of measures to streamline the banking sector.
The central bank is getting tougher with its rules governing the financial sector. The latest guideline to be used by the Bank of Ghana for the banking sector, aside two others in less than a month, is the Fit and Proper Directive. The directive sets the framework to determine whether a person is fit to be a director, a significant shareholder, or to hold a key management position within the organization. To be considered as a fit and proper person in the eyes of the BOG through its directive, one has to demonstrate diligence, integrity, as well as assure that the interests of depositors are not threatened. Again, on the issue of reputation, the central bank pulls the brake on those whose past work has affected the industry, be it issues of insolvency or involuntary liquidation of a business. A critical look at this new directive will likely impact managers or directors of defunct UT and Capital banks which have been absorbed by JCB Bank. It is, however, unclear how it will impact on Unibank, which is currently under the management of KPMG.
The Ghana Standards Authority is set to deploy electrical mobile testing units to various commercial centers in Ghana. Director General of the Ghana Standards Authority, Professor Alex Dodu, said this is part of the GSA strategy to fight the influx of fake electricals on the Ghanaian market. He was speaking at the news briefing in Accra.
Director General of the Ghana Standards Authority, Professor Dodu, said over 50% of electricals on the Ghanaian market are fake, a situation he argues cost the country over 1 billion cedis in revenue. Professor Alex Dodu said mobile electrical testing machines would be sent to commercial centers to check products such as cables, conductors, electric pumps and motors. He said the GSA will also conduct periodic sweeps and deploy more staff to the borders to check fake goods.
Certain sections of the trading community feel like, oh, we'll do what we like. And so let us be clear on this. Our resolve is solid. And this is not going to be a one-off issue. It's going to be consistent. It's going to be regular. Aren't you tired of all the bad products you buy? Ghanaians should begin to look for the mark, whether it's the FDA mark or the GSA mark, that these products have been seen by national authorities. In that case, if it's wrong, you can sue us.
The mobile testing machines will efficiently test electricals to detect variations in wattage and voltage. The mobile testers will also be able to detect irregular and incorrect pricing of electrical products. Professor Dodu further explained that the initiative will free up the market for local manufacturers of quality electricals, adding the authority will work in collaboration with the police to enforce stiff sanctions on importers of fake electricals.
Selling things that will harm people to people is not acceptable. The Ghana Standards Authority wants to be very clear. Our job is to promote trade and protect consumers.
Other products to be inspected include textiles, building materials, furniture, and paints.
Well, that's it for business this afternoon. For more business news updates as well as developing stories, do visit 3news.com. Let's do some more stories. President Nana Akufo-Addo has rubbished claims by some leaders and legislators of the National Democratic Congress that the purpose of the national identification cards is to disenfranchise some Ghanaians, particularly those from the Volta region. The president described as unfortunate Ghana's inability to have her own national ID card.
President Akufo-Addo was speaking at the commissioning of the Anglon shopping center in the Volta region, where he is on a 3-day tour. On the Ghana card, the president said Parliament passed a law, the contents of which are merely being implemented by the National Identification Authority, adding he has no interest in disenfranchising any Ghanaian.
And that is why Parliament, with the full support of both sides of the House, the minority and the majority, both supported the new law that is being applied by the NLA. So it is unfortunate that some people are approving and disapproving their own work. The work that was done by Parliament, it was done on a bipartisan, national, consensual basis. There is no justification for them people coming back to say, oh, these political people are doing this to disenfranchise X, Y, or Z.
On the sea defense wall, which had been abandoned by contractors, the president assured the people negotiations are ongoing to get the contractors paid to enable them return to site for work to continue. The same, he said, goes for the Keta Harbour.
The very formal pledge we made to develop several harbours along the coast, including Keta Harbour.
Well, the first match of the World Cup semi-finals comes off tonight, and Nana Kojo-Afre will be bringing us some details of that after this. Don't go away. In entertainment this afternoon, rappers who turned up at the Connect FM Community Street Rap Battle in Sekondi could not sustain the heat that had characterized previous editions at Efiekuma and Kwesi. Judges had to give the rappers several opportunities to redeem themselves. But at the end of the day, 3 rappers impressed the judges. Let's take a look.
23
rappers converged at Komfwase in Sekondi to take part in the Connect FM Community Street Rap Battle over the weekend. Among them was female rapper Thelma Marley. She is the first female artiste since the competition began 3 weeks ago. Out of the 23, only 3 rappers were residents of 2nd E. The rest came from Shama in the Shama district. Judges became woefully disappointed at the first round, but 12-year-old King Bobo was the toast of the night. The rappers were given several opportunities to give some punchlines. The freestyle session that produced some heat.
What's the waste management? Or shade, I mean my imagination and or shade, I did your oil dirty and now okay, vice nearly be so.
In the end, Kweku Bane, Thelma Marley and Churches were selected.
When rappers want a beast on the track, nowadays the beat to drop it, but you see brothers the slack. Now, young go back to rap.
Now, still on the 2nd D edition of the Connect FM's Street Rat Battle, let's see how waste management left judges and fans laughing hard during the freestyle session.
For waste management, waste management, waste management. For waste management, the baby mom. For waste management, the baby mom. Now what's that? 2. And 2. Waste management.
What's the parliament tassel?
And waste management. Okay. For recycle, the baby mom. Recycle. Cycle. Honestly, tassel. Bicycle and recycle, bicycle, and another recycle. Can Bobo? Bobo, another Bobo. Bobo. Ah, yo. For corruption, Yadimum. Corruption.
Corruption.
Corruption. Corruption.
Corruption.
Corruption.
Corruption.
Right, so we'll be taking a quick break. We'll be right back shortly. Don't go away.